Never stop reading the Bible. Welcome, everyone.
Glad to be here.
So today we're doing a deep dive into Ezra, specifically chapters 1 through 3. You asked us to explore these, so here we are.
That's right. And these chapters, well, they were written in Jerusalem for the Israelites.
And they really hit on these core ideas of return and recommitment.
Exactly. You've got the Israelites coming back to their land after captivity. Big journey.
And their purpose. It's stated pretty clearly to serve their God again.
Which means rebuilding. A lot of rebuilding.
Yeah, the temple, the altar, even you could say rebuilding their faith, their connection to God's word after everything.
Definitely. And chapter 1 just jumps right into it, showing this return wasn't, random.
Right. It connects it directly to God's word through Jeremiah. It's presented as fulfillment.
It is. And it says God moved King Cyrus of Persia to make it happen.
Yeah, to issue this decree.
A really specific decree, too. It allowed the Jewish exiles to go back home, back to Jerusalem, and rebuild the temple.
And who went back? It wasn't just a few people.
No. It lists people from Judah, Benjamin, the Levites, and others, too, anyone who felt, enthusiastic about it.
Driven by that purpose we mentioned.
And they didn't go empty-handed either. They brought treasures, livestock.
And importantly, those temple items that had been taken.
The very articles plundered earlier. Bringing them back is quite symbolic.
Feels like tangible hope, doesn't it? Okay, so that sets the stage. Then chapter 2, it's a list.
Yeah, a pretty detailed list of everyone who returned under Zerubbabel's leadership.
Names, families, numbers.
Right. And it mentions they resettled in their old homes in Jerusalem and Judah.
And this list, it also shows up in Nehemiah, doesn't it? Chapter 7.
It does, which underlines its significance. It wasn't just an afterthought.
So why the detailed list? What's the importance there?
Well, it really shows that the people saw Cyrus's decree as God acting, fulfilling prophecy.
So the list itself is evidence of their belief.
Exactly. It documents who came back, leaders, specific families, people from certain regions, priests, Levites, even temple servants like the Nethinim and descendants of Solomon's servants. It's comprehensive.
It paints a picture of a whole community reorganizing itself.
It does.
Yeah.
And the summary gives a total number, quite a large group committed to this return.
And they weren't just present, they were invested, right? Offering gifts.
Oh, absolutely. Joyfully giving towards the rebuilding effort. That comes through clearly.
Okay, so they're back, they're accounted for, they're contributing. What's the first big action in chapter 3?
Rebuilding the altar. That seems to have been the immediate priority, about 3 months after they got back.
Before the temple itself, the altar comes first. Why do you think that is?
That's a really key point. Rebuilding the altar and starting the sacrifices again, celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, it connects directly back to the Exodus.
The original purpose.
Right. Remember Exodus 4? God's purpose was for Israel to worship and serve him.
Okay.
The return from Babylon, it had that same core purpose: worship, service.
So the altar is central to that worship.
Precisely.
Oh.
So they gather in Jerusalem, 7th month, build the altar, start the burnt offerings, reestablishing that connection.
A powerful act of reclaiming their religious life.
And then they celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles, following the rules, making the offerings. It's about restoring the rhythm of their faith.
So worship first, then the structure. Because after that, they start gathering materials for the temple.
Exactly. Wood, stone, getting everything ready. The actual foundation laying happens the next year.
And that scene is described quite vividly.
It really is. You have the priests vested with trumpets, the Levites with cymbals, everyone praising God. It's a celebration.
But not just celebration, there's another layer.
Yes, this really striking contrast. The older leaders, the ones who remembered Solomon's temple,
They wept.
deeply emotional weaving, because they knew what was lost, perhaps. Or the memory was just overwhelming.
While at the same time, many others are shouting for joy.
Yeah, pure joy for this new beginning, this foundation being laid.
Wow. Joy and sorrow side by side. Past and future colliding in that moment.
It's a very human, very real picture of rebuilding after loss.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Looking at all this, the return, the rebuilding, those mixed emotions, it kind of leaves you pondering, what does it truly mean to rebuild something vital, like faith or community, after a period of real disruption? And how do those different memories and perspectives shape the whole process?
A profound question, absolutely. Something these chapters invite us to consider.
From the Center Studio.